of this travesty.
Well, good morning. Ish. We are doing another episode of Trillium Hikes. And this is day number 13 on the Bruce Trail with Sir Rob.
Hello.
And as you can see, we have a very wide selection of attire for the trail. We're probably wearing the exact same things that we did last time. So no, do not adjust your television. Anyhow, we have just walked maybe 50 to 70 meters, give or take, just to get away from the road. And that hunk of land behind us is Mount Nemo. And we are, despite the fact that there's a nice, lovely paved and salted road, we are taking the difficult path and hiking the actual trail, as we all should. But anyways, for those purists that are out there. So on the agenda for today, 14-ish kilometers, and that will take us to Crawford Lake. We're not going to go too far into the conservation area. We'll reserve that for next time. A little bit of road walking, a little bit of down, a whole lot of up. And we're just so enthusiastic about it. Aren't we, Rob?
Very much so.
Yeah, exactly. Well, folks, there's not really a lot to report on right now. As you can see, it is not exactly the brightest or most glorious of days. We have a aggregate pit over to our left, a little bit of suburbia on our right, and a very much overcast day, although it's starting to let up a little bit. At least we can see a little bit further than when we first started out this morning. Whopping 2 degrees Celsius at the moment, or -2, I think.
-2, heading for a high of +2.
There we go. Yeah, so 4-degree difference today until the afternoon. 20 some odd % of precipitation in whatever form, but that's not till the afternoon, so we'll see how the rest of the day goes. So on that note, hit that like, subscribe, and bell buttons. Stay tuned. Come along for the ride with us. And until then, ciao. Hey folks, so a little bit of an update. As you can see, we are now in the trees, a lot better than off the road. And essentially what's happened is the snow that had accumulated on Colling Road. So basically, sorry, back up a little bit. When you come out of Nemo, you basically cross Walker's Line, and then you walk kind of like at the side of Colling Road, and the trail is kind of like in between the aggregate property and the road itself. So you actually there's actually like a nice little path between the fence line and the tree line. They usually have it somewhat cleared during, well, at least when I went through there the first time. But the snow was not very well packed at all, fairly deep, and it was just a little too difficult to navigate through. So we just hopped off the actual trail and just hiked it along the road, and that was roughly about 1.5 kilometers down Colling, and then we turned off of Colling and went down another road. So here we are. 3 kilometers and 600 meters later, we are now back in the forest. So much nicer, and the snow is nicely packed down, and there's a few people on trail that we've come across and are just ahead. But yeah, nicer walking. Easier on the feet, ankles. Not that you're pulling your legs out of snow with every stride. Might be a little slick. Maybe a little too well packed down.
Crampons if you have any concerns about falling your butt.
Yeah.
But otherwise it tastes pretty good.
Lots of tracks going all over the place. Funky tree. Make a nice swing. Yeah, so I'd say 4 kilometers down-ish. And 10 to go. Hooray! Oh, a bit heavier. Oh, a nice little bench. So that is the main trail. But that looks to be something else. I'm thinking. I don't know. Let's see. Arg.
Is this the moment that I get him falling on his butt?
Very, very possible. Whole lot of nothing.
Nothing up there?
No, just it's tied to a tree, obviously, but
Probably just something to crawl up and slide down. Like a good little spot for kids, especially.
yeah, it could be. On that happy note. That was fun. Highly recommend. Would slide again. All right, now I gotta get up. One moment, please. Okay, so I'm vertical again. After a wee bit of effort. This guy laughing his ass off at me. So we are now officially past the 4 kilometer mark. And just taking the less packed path. Otherwise I'll have an unintentional slide. To slide or not to slide?
I mean, sliding looks like a good time. That one tree stump down there, mildly questionable.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, hold on, I'll put some gloves on first, just in case.
No!
Actually, can you grab that pocket?
Yes, sir?
Yeah, it's got gloves in it. I don't know, like the Velcro.
Oh, sorry. Gearing up, ladies and gentlemen.
There should be one more glove in there.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, see if we can do this here.
This may be our new descent method. Just saying. Your public awaits.
My public awaits.
Yes.
Shenanigans requires multiple angles of this of this travesty.
Some say travesty, some say gold. See, now this is where one of those camera mounts might make sense.
Yes. In this moment. Okay, see if this works. Pull us forward. Like on the whatchamacallits here.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think it's gonna work.
No, not steep enough.
Not. Oh, maybe.
Boo.
I think if I have my whatchamacallits on, these might be just a little too frictiony.
Too frictiony.
There was an attempt. Yeah, I feel like if I put my rain pants on,
It'll go?
I bet you. But that's been a lot of work because I'd have to take my boots off to get those on.
Yeah, no.
No. Sorry.
Boo.
Boo. Next time.
Dear makers of Rob's pants, please make it more slippery.
And bigger around the thighs.
It had potential, but oh well. Boo. Very, very boo. Oh well. We'll just have to keep our eyes open for another potential descent of destruction. River and ruin. Side trail. Side trail. Huh. I wonder if there's something to be seen. We're going to break and check this out.